Oh, thanks. All right, so today we're building off of our session that we had last time we had a workshop together. Last time we were together, if anybody remembers, we talked about managing your macros, understanding the macronutrients, which are your proteins, carbohydrates, and your fats. So, one thing that we talked about were just like how to manage your macros, how to track that. I provided a tracker for everybody. So, hopefully, you've been able to kind of figure out an idea of how much of a protein, how much proteins, how much carbs, and how much fats you really need. But one of the questions that always comes up is, do I really need a lot of carbohydrates? Is it really good or bad? So that's what I really want to talk about because we see a lot of things out there as far as like people taking, being on the keto diet, which is basically a low carb diet, and a lot of people are losing a lot of weight from that. And a lot of people are seeing results from that, and so on and so forth. But one thing that I wanted to address is whether or not carbohydrates are a good or a bad thing, and how we should manage our carbohydrates if they are good or if they're bad. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So first, a carbohydrate. Oh, went too far. A carbohydrate is one of three macronutrients. Okay, just like we mentioned a macronutrient last time we were together. A macronutrient is an essential nutrient for the body that to run efficiently. So those macronutrients include, again, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Okay, those are your three macronutrients that you need in order for your body to run efficiently. Everything that we consume contains each of those macronutrients, or at least one of the three. Okay. So, in addition to that, the function of carbohydrates is one of the functions, I should say, the primary function is to provide energy to the body. And that's why we consume carbohydrates. Now, this is how I break it down. You have your simple carbohydrates, and then you have your complex carbohydrates. Your simple carbohydrates, those are your quick digesting foods or your quick digesting carbohydrates that are found typically in like your sugars. And then you have your complex carbohydrates, slower digesting foods. Now, the reason why you may see this picture here with the person running is I like to think of carbohydrates as if it were a race, right? Depending on the type of carbohydrate, that depends on the type of race that you're running. If I were to run a 100-meter sprint like I'm Usain Bolt or Allison Felix or any of these other amazing track athletes that are out here, um, then you would probably find yourself in the category of a simple carbohydrate, right? Now, this isn't to say that you should have these simple carbohydrates if you're that type of athlete. This is just an example. And the reason why I say that is a simple carbohydrate is going to be, like I mentioned, quick digesting. That means you're going to have a quick jolt. You're going to have that sprint. That's what a 100-meter is. It's a full-on sprint. Okay, 40-yard sprint, a 40-yard dash, a 100-meter sprint. All these different events that are sprint related when it comes to track and field. That would be your relation to or your comparison to a simple carbohydrate. Your complex carbohydrates, those are your slower digesting foods. That's where you're going to go for a long time. So if I'm running a mile, for instance, if I am running a marathon, for instance, or if I'm running an ultra marathon or something in between, if I'm playing a soccer game or a basketball game, those are where complex carbohydrates are going to be beneficial because they are slower digesting, and then it's going to seep in the energy that you need and the fiber and the nutrients that you need in order to sustain in order